So this is not going to be an orderly review. This is more of a rant on Disney Star Wars and what they did to three of my beloved characters: Chewbacca, Luke Skywalker, and Lando Calrissian. Each character was mangled, deformed, whatever you'd call it, in three different movies. Chewbacca in The Force Awakens, Luke in The Last Jedi, and now Lando in The Rise of Skywalker. I'll explain why the last one, because we haven't seen the movie yet. So let's start with The Force Awakens and Chewbacca. Now we saw in this movie, Chewbacca was willing to kill Kylo Ren for killing Han Solo. And this is a bit tangled up because Kylo Ren is Ben Solo, the son of Leia and Han. So this scene where Han is killed and Chewbacca tries to shoot Kylo Ren in revenge, it raises questions about how Chewie and Han approached this mission. Did Han discuss with Chewie whether he would be inclined to shooting his son if things went wrong? Did they work this out? Was this the plan? Or was Han of the attitude, don't hurt my son no matter what? We'll never know, because the writing in Disney Star Wars is so shallow, we don't get any discussion on important things like that. Moving on to The Last Jedi, obviously a lot has been said and written about the changes in Luke's character in The Last Jedi, to the point where Mark Hamill refers to the character as Jake Skywalker, just so he could get into character. But everyone remembers the scene where Luke was running his Jedi school. He has a bad dream about Kylo Ren, decides to kill him. He wakes up Kylo Ren, who was Ben Solo at the time. He defends himself, runs off, and joins Snoke, the First Order, and the Knights of Ren, whoever they are. But if you think about that, then you'd have to think about something that the writers of The Last Jedi did not think of. Why was Luke in exile? Well, we had just imagined from The Force Awakens that Luke was in exile as a hermit, a monk, focusing on the Force or something like that. But he could not be reached for a mysterious reason. Well, when The Last Jedi aired, we learned what the reason was. Luke had tried to kill General Leia Organa's son. Did they have a big falling out over this? The whole Jedi school was burned down. Did Luke leave not simply to become a monk, but because he was on the run from Leia and Han Solo, and maybe this is why he didn't come to Han's rescue in the first movie? We don't know. That's reading a little bit too much into the script writing process at Disney Star Wars. Obviously, they did not think this through, and so we're left wondering what it is that separated Leia, Han, and Luke from being in a joint adventure like we all hoped they would be when this Disney Star Wars trilogy was announced. We were cheated out of seeing Luke, Leia, and Han on a one last adventure together. And it was all for the most frivolous of reasons, because Disney lawyers said, make sure to push the new characters because we can make more money off of them if we create the characters that we focus on, which is fine, but they completely failed in keeping their older audience, but in attempting to generate new interest in new characters. Alright, so there's Chewbacca, there's Luke. Both of them had been ruined beyond all recognition. So this leaves us with Lando Calrissian. In the forthcoming Rise of Skywalker, he's shown flying the Millennium Falcon around. Now, because of a movie that just came out a short time ago called Solo, A Star Wars Story, we learned that Lando Calrissian had a droid lover named L3. L3 was damaged in some way or died, so Lando installed her brain into the Millennium Falcon to serve as the Falcon's hyperdrive computer. This horrendous act of putting your lover's brain inside of a spaceship to be trapped for all eternity was just glossed over. You'll have to ask someone who watched Solo. I don't know. But anyway, we're shown in the trailer for Rise of Skywalker Lando cheerfully flying around the Millennium Falcon, which we now know was where he had imprisoned his lover's brain to run the Falcon. So this amazing hero, Lando Calrissian, why didn't he answer the distress call in The Last Jedi? Why did he just show up in the third movie? And for that matter, where did all these rebel resistance ships come from that we see in the Rise of Skywalker trailer? So, questions aside, I am angry with Disney Star Wars for taking my childhood heroes and wrecking them. These are just 3 examples. I wanted to focus on things that I don't think other reviewers focused on or pointed out, which is pretty tough to do because everyone has strong opinions on these new Disney Star Wars movies. But I hope this was of interest to you, and please click to subscribe. Thank you.